100 days in Minecraft, one of the most exciting achievements a player could gain. Each Minecraft day consists of 20 minutes in real life added together, creating 33 hours of gameplay. And I'm going to spend 100 days in Minecraft 1.19 hardcore world, where if I die, all is lost forever. This video was inspired by LukeTheNotable and Lockdown Life. Make sure to check out their channels in the description. Also, before the video starts, make sure to subscribe. It is totally free and it helps me out a ton. Enjoy 100 days in Minecraft hardcore. Wild update. Day 1, I had 3 goals in mind that I had to complete by the end of the 100 days video. Get enchanted diamond armor and a totem of undying. Because I was a newbie to hardcore Minecraft, I just wanted to stay alive. This was my first time playing this game mode and I didn't know what to expect. But upon logging in, it looked like I spawned in a pretty good place. I found some trees right away and got to work. After getting 10 pieces of wood, I started murdering chickens because I needed food if I was going to survive through this 100 days video. I was so happy that I spawned in this place with this beautiful orange wood. I mean, it's so beautiful, like, you could use it for anything. Yeah, guys, I totally hate this wood. With my disgusting wood, I made a legendary wooden pickaxe and went down to the mines to look for some juicy iron. Sorry for the spoiler, but I just needed stone, not iron. But I did end up finding coal, which I could use for later. Returning to the mainland, I made a furnace and smelted some of my food. I then killed chickens with a stick. Don't ask any questions, I was hungry. I made a pair of much needed stone tools and went on to kill some sheep for a bed. That didn't actually happen. I spent the night in a cardboard box or dugout rock home. Wasn't very comfortable. The next morning I woke up with a feeling to find a better suitable house, so I went on search for one. A piece of property where I could build my own home. On the way I went berserk on a lot of animals and got a lot of food. Sorry animals, but it was worth it. But the profits were pretty good. I did end up making myself a nice leather hat to keep the sun off my face. Thank you, cows. I was in search of a new land, so I jumped on a boat and went in search for my own home, which I probably already said before, but you guys already know the gist. Man, traveling is so boring. I mean, I haven't found anything yet. I did end up finding one of those cool trees in the taiga biome. I mean, whatever the name of it is, you guys probably might know. But then my eyes laid upon one of the most beautiful places, this amazing hill, and I knew to myself, this is where I should make my base. I mean, who wouldn't want a base by a plentiful supply of berry bushes? It also came with the rewards of a great setting sun. I knew I was going to have to make my base here, so I started working on it. First things first, I set up a temporary camp and started smoking some meat, and then completed the achievement Sweet Dreams. The next day was a busy one. I pretty much just destroyed the land trying to make it flat for like 4 days. Maybe 4 days, I don't know. Never mind, it was actually 1 day. I must have read it wrong. But yeah, I was pretty much trying to make a flat area for my house and any other builds I was going to build on top of this mountain. So it was really important to do this all. Next morning, I was ready and not ready for digging. I was going to tell you that. I wanted to do something different. So I made myself an iron pick and then I went to look around at my surroundings to check out the lay of the land. And what do you know, a ruined portal. Perfect timing. And the loot in here was not bad at all. I ended up getting 12 golden carrots and a silk touch pickaxe. I also ended up finding a ravine fairly close to my site, so I could easily extract any resources I needed. And what do you know, I found a skeleton, my first mob. Can you not believe it? Like, I haven't seen a mob this whole video, but he did give me an achievement, so I had to kill him in advance. And then finally, I had found it, some ores, so perfectly I found some lapis and iron that I could use for later. And then I met him, the one friend that I had throughout this whole video. Joey the dog. Yes, that's what I named him, and you will see later how he helps me get through everything. I took Joey back up to my hill and showed him around the place. He seemed to enjoy it a lot, so I decided to let him sit there for a while I went to grab resources. And when I returned, we sat and watched the sunset together, just me and Joey on this peaceful little hill. Mainly in the next days 4 through 5, I've spent digging, crafting, mining, working on my land, and doing anything like that. But on the last day, day 5, I have found something that might be a great help to me. Oh my gosh, it's a village! And yes, I did find a village. I found some trades with villagers, took from them, from their chests, and decided I was going to use this later on in my adventure. But the best part about a village is the unlimited amount of hay bales. You can craft hay bales into wheat and then wheat into bread, which is pretty much unlimited food in my case. Day 6 was spent grinding trees and trading with the Fletcher villager. I was trying to get as many emeralds as possible, and the only way to do that was making sticks. So that's really what I spent my whole life doing on day 6. But not the whole day was boring. I ended up trading back the villager's emeralds for his own bow. You could say that was not fair, but hey, a deal's a deal, and this is Minecraft. Everything's fair. Days 8 through 10, I went back to my hill, harvested some crops, did a little work, and started building my base. And I didn't have mainly an idea yet, but I thought I was going to do a tower, something medieval style. So that's what I started doing. And you know what? The outcome didn't look that bad after all. It was a pretty good starter base, and I would probably have to upgrade it further. But for now, it would serve a good purpose for me. On day 11, I went on an adventure to go find a lava pool, which lucky for me, there was one right next to me. Then I started building a portal because I wanted to go to Nether as soon as possible. But what I find funny is I didn't even enter the portal till day 16. I guess I must have been gearing up or something. But here's the video of me entering the portal and finding something quite unexpected. Here we go, guys. Please give me a good spawn. Please give me a good spawn. There's no way I spawned right next to that bastion. Oh my gosh, what are the odds, guys? And it's true, I did spawn right next to bastion. Lucky for me, I started shooting the brutes down and spent rest of the day trying to get a closer reach to the bastion. I was hoping to find some really good loot to give me a good start to this world. On the dawning of day 17, I slowly entered the bastion with precaution. I wanted to get to the loot as quick as possible without dying because piglin brutes did so much damage in hardcore Minecraft. So this was very scary. The first chest I came to had golden armor and ancient debris. Let's go! Finally! Continued to look at some other chests, and then I finally mined into the main room of the bastion room, the treasure room. Here I would be able to find gold in the middle and some really good loot. So I was really excited about this moment. I then slowly made my way down to the middle part of the bastion. It took me a long time because I was trying to be really precautious and make sure I didn't run into any bad guys. But finally, I got close enough where I could see the gold and I made my jump. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, I'm good. Let's go. I had done it. I had successfully made it down to the treasure vault, and guess what I got? Almost a full set of diamond mending armor. That was insane. I made sure to grab all the gold before I departed and checked anything else in the bastion that I would need to take. And if this was a day to remember, I would surely remember that this was amazing and would help me forever. On day 18, I returned back to my hill, excited to show Joey what treasure I found. I did have a couple more projects to do, but this was amazing. I have gained wealth and riches right from the Nether. Joey did indeed like my drip, and then I made an anvil to take my iron sword to Fire Aspect 2. Now that was a good day. On days 19 through 20, I went back to the bastion to check for any leftover loot, but ended up finding not that much. But I did find a secret tunnel under the bastion, which led me to almost dying to some pig boys. But luckily for me, I survived and made it out alive. For some reason, I stayed in the bastion days 21 through 25, just trying to clean out all the loot and find anything I left. I must have been very paranoid about finding stuff because I was in hardcore and this was my first time playing, so I stayed there the whole time. Didn't want to leave this out, but I accidentally mined into lava and it got me down all the way to half a heart. I was so panicky, my heart almost stopped, and I'm not joking. On the night of day 25, I returned home and then got delayed by this stupid phantom that would not leave me alone. I mean, he was being a bugger right now. I ended up killing him and just went back to bed. The next morning, I woke up and decided to do some modifying on my house. I wanted to give it a design that looked like Saruman's tower in Lord of the Rings. If you ever seen Lord of the Rings, you know what I'm talking about. You know what it is. Spiny black, looking really evil. Maybe did it turn out like that? I don't really know. But I could always modify it later, so might as well. On day 27, I decided to move all my storage up to the top of the Black Tower. That's what I'm going to be calling it from now because that's what they called it in the movie. And I also decided to keep everything in barrels to go along with the Middle Ages theme I was going with my builds. On the morning of day 28, I decided to tend to my crops. I was going to replant, regrow, and make a whole area for my growing system. What was the best thing about today was my dog Joey's wedding. I found another dog named Sarah and I bred them together and they had a puppy. I don't really know what to name it, so comment down below what names I should give it. I also went to gather some nature outside to decorate my building space and grab some ores from the land around me. Me and my dogs did need a place to sleep, so we did return to the village and slept the night there. It was storming and they were a little scared, but we made it through the night. The next days 29 through 30, we were out in the sunshine enjoying the nature, doing stuff all over the place. I wanted to see more of the land behind the village, so me and my dogs went farther on. And over a small hill, we found another village. Sorry villagers, I took everything you owned. Yeah, they're in poverty now. But look on the bright side, I did to protect you from a dangerous creeper. Oops. Where were we? Oh yeah, the end of day 30. Not to make your day any worse, but you're just gonna have to watch this clip. Yeah. Rest in peace, Joey and Sarah's son. You were a good dog. Well, we made it back to the village. The next couple of days was just spent doing chores, running errands, really doing anything. And it's kind of boring, so I don't really want to show it. But yeah, that's what I mainly did all the other couple days. Oh, by the way, I got the achievement Return to Cinder. That really made my day. Dude, my trick shot was so good that the ghast actually cried from jealousy. On days 36 through 40, I did a lot of modifying and decorating. I wanted to spruce up my place a bit and make it look really nice. But it ended up looking not that good. Maybe I'm just not a good decorator or something, but I will learn later on. On the next couple of days, I went mining. I was mainly looking for iron, lapis, redstone, gold, all of those other ores I would be needing from my builds and whatever I was doing in the future. With lava and cave sounds driving me insane, I'm pretty sure my blood pressure spiked a couple times. Something happened like that. But upon returning home, I filled up my chest with all the blocks to just take up my inventory. And then I got pricked all the sweet berries I was trying to harvest. But besides from that, now it's time to set up my villager breeder by my base. And the way to do that is to continuously take their job over and over again and then place it back again. Then try to slap them in some boat and try to drive them somewhere. Yeah, very difficult. The logic that you can ride on a boat on land is so messed up, I don't even want to discuss it. It is so inefficient that I'm gonna have to make some pathway, and that's what I did. I spent pretty much the whole day building that pathway for the villagers, so I was pretty stupid and I wanted to do something else. So I started work on a new building, a storage house. The main basis idea for this is a circular piece of land. On top of it is a storage house, pretty much a round circular thing, if you can get round in Minecraft, building that houses any items or resources that I want to save. But we'll come to this later because right now I gotta focus on the villagers and get them to a safe spot next to my building. The first villager I decided to take was Columbus. I named him that because he's the first one to come to this new piece of property. Here comes the second, here comes the third, and for now I think that's enough villagers to start a population with, so I built up a temporary shack to protect them from the zombies. On day 50 was my excavation day. I spent the time getting dirt to fill up my platform on the hill where I was going to build my storage house. I then started framing out my design for the storage building. I was thinking I was going to use blackstone bricks for the bottom and maybe some deep slate for the top. I did want to do a cool glass design on the top, but that you'll just have to watch to the end to find out. After the framework was finished, I started putting my chest in and filling them up with items. Now this place was looking pretty good, everything was in order, and I had all my crafting benches and different things I needed to use, and my armor stands out. It was pretty nice looking. But now I needed to focus on getting maxed out gear, maxed out tools, and maxed out weapons. And the only way to get that, in my case, is trading with villagers. So I did the only thing reasonable. We're gonna call it the economic process. The way you do this is by chopping down stacks and stacks of trees, turning it into sticks, trading it to a Fletcher villager, getting emeralds, everybody's happy. That's how it's gonna work. Before I could do this, I needed to go grab some resources for my villager trading center. On the way, I found a village on top of a mountain, so I decided to climb up there and look what they had up there. But mountain climbing isn't easy work. I kept having to use my water bucket to try to climb up the mountain. Not joking aside though, it literally took me 10 minutes to get up this thing. But when I made it up, I did my village routine. You guys probably all know it now because you watched this long of the video. You know what it is. Breaking hay bales, looting chests, and stealing some stuff from the villagers. Everyday stuff. And what do you know, these villagers even had bees. They could help me a lot. So I decided to wait till nighttime so they would get in their hive and break it with a silk touch pickaxe and take it back home to my farm. And the next night, that is exactly what I did. I mined the hive and took it with me. Then I defied gravity by riding a boat off a cliff and somehow landing without dying. Moments later, I arrived home ready to put my bees to work. Wait, no, give them a better home. I swear guys, I'm still an environmentalist. Please don't listen to what I said. The following next days, I set up a nice area for my bees and planted a lot of flowers and other shrubs and bushes by the area. I wanted to make it look natural as possible so the bees will be comfortable here. I also made some fires to keep the bees calm when I harvested from them. The smoke should keep them calm, and whenever I took anything from the hive, they shouldn't attack me. I remembered I got something from the bastion, a banner design, so I put it on my banner and then I applied it to my shield to make it look really cool. The following day, I decided to go to the Nether to look for some netherite scraps. I didn't know a single thing about finding ancient debris, so I had to watch a 15-minute tutorial on YouTube to try to figure it out. Dude, I messed this up so bad. I can't even mine netherite with an iron pickaxe. What am I doing? Please forgive me for just being a noob today. Besides from that, guys, let's start working on the top of our storage house. I was gonna need a lot of sand because it's gonna be made out of glass. So the priority right now is to get a lot of sand, maybe a couple stacks of it. And surprisingly, it didn't take me that long to get a couple stacks of sand. So I headed back to the base and made my glass enclosure. Now that that was finished, it didn't really look that bad at all. I actually liked it a lot. But I had some final touches to give you. I'm just gonna have to show you and you're gonna have to see what happens. Now this is looking pretty cool. Even Joey thinks it's his palace now. On days 63 through 75, it was time to get my grind on. Cause look at these trays, they're so trash. Yeah, these guys needed better jobs. Well, I guess it's time to dive in. Now, task number 1 was complete. I finally had traded the armor for a set of enchanted diamond pants. After grinding for a couple hours, it's time to move on. Now I needed to get a totem of undying. The only way to get that was either a raid or a woodland mansion. But in the meantime, while I was waiting for a flag bearer, I built myself an iron farm. And I mean a makeshift iron farm. Like, this is not your standard iron farm. You pretty much hit an iron golem, jump on top of this pole, and beat him to death. Yes, very efficient. But look all the tools I collected from trades. Oh my gosh. But still, I am waiting for the pillagers to show up. Why the villagers just watch me fish for like a long time. They literally have nothing in their head. Like, what is the deal with them? They just rotate in circles around my buildings. But I will give them credit because they do give me trades. How long does it take for a freaking raid to show up, man? I've been waiting for like 2 hours. So when I got bored of fishing, I decided to go back to the village and get another villager and see if it would help my chances of getting a raid. And I guess we'll see what happens next. The next day when I was trading with the villagers, I noticed something queer in the river, so I went to check it out. And guess what? It's our pillager friends. They actually came. So I put the flag bearer in the boat until I was ready for the raid to begin. I had to get prepared and I had to get stacked. So I went back to my base to get all the things I would need for the raid. I made sure to get a lot of food and a lot of weapons and a lot of blocks, just in case I got cornered in a certain area. Then I made sure to ring the bell to make sure the villagers went inside their building. I didn't want anybody getting killed or anybody getting damaged. I had some battle strategies. I was going to make a moat so whenever a mob falls in, I could kill it easily. But now the day had come. It was time to kill the flag bearer and get the bad omen. And the raid must begin. And finally, I have obtained the Totem of Undying. I officially completed my 100 days quest. I have got full diamond armor and a Totem of Undying. And I felt unstoppable. The raid was now officially over and the villagers were about running around in peace. And some of them even got married to my surprise. But overall, everything went pretty fairly well. I even landscaped a little bit on our property. But now I was back in the groove looking for resources to trade with the villagers in order to get emeralds and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, just doing my daily iron golem killing spree. Yeah, just normal. I'm very sorry I have to do this to you guys, but you literally regenerate every 2 seconds. On the next day, I decided I was going to make a mob grinder out of netherrack. But when I started working on it, I noticed I was going to need a ton more stacks of netherrack. So I went to the nether, grabbed some more. And yeah, now that that's over, we're back in business. Most of it was already done, so I was ready to move on to the next step of the building. And after a quick trip to the nether again, I hurried back to finish the roof and the walls of my mob farm. I was really excited and I hoped it worked. And after finishing it, I waited till the mobs would spawn. And what do you know? They started spawning. I was jumping for joy. Finally, I had a renewable farming source I could use. I then also made a bridge to the other side of the river. with lava. The most interesting way to make a bridge, you know? Just trying to experiment here. I was kind of bored, you know? And the Iron Golem thought my bridge was disgusting, so I had to sacrifice him. I mean, dude, it's beautiful looking. Oh, and I also want to mention, I almost lost my villagers to zombies. I was really nervous because these villagers were already high ranked and I didn't want to lose any of them. But I think I lost one. I might have not noticed it though. But anyways, on to the next couple of days. And on days 95 through 99, I tore down the villager's house. Don't ask why, I'm going to replace it with a better one. But I was going to need materials to build this villager home, so I started mining for some stone and grabbed any other items and blocks I would need for this home. I'm not going to bore you with me talking about how I built this, so I'm just going to give you a cool montage of how I built it. Man, I'm glad that cringy montage is over, but now let's get to the business. I want to show you what it really looks like. The villagers now from Japan, guys. Yes, they're Oriental now. Oh my gosh, I actually made it a Japanese house. Oh, this took so long. And what do you know, guys, it's actually officially day 100 now. That is so exciting. I can't believe I went this long in the video. 100 days in Minecraft. I can't believe I did this. If you got this far, please subscribe, because this took me a long time. And I'm not joking, I actually did. So please subscribe, it would help me out a ton. Thank you for being here every minute and watching this video with me as I went through Minecraft in hardcore 100 days 1.19 wild update. This was insane, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, I'm going to say it a third time. Subscribe, you have to right now. 2 seconds.